Hello and welcome to everybody to this webinar sponsored by Indo-US Collaboration for Engineering Education, that is IUCEE. In this presentation, I will discuss on the topic one step to transform engineering education system in India. In India, large number of engineering institutes are affiliated to different universities. Very huge number of engineers comes out from many engineering institutes. There are several excellent teachers in many engineering institutes, but quality of engineering education system is facing many problems. In this webinar, I am focusing on the current engineering education system in private engineering institutes and one step to reform engineering education. This step will help to improve the quality of engineering education in India and will hope to increase number of excellent teachers in many engineering institutes. Types of universities in India are central universities, state universities, deemed universities, and private universities. Large engineering institutes are affiliated to state universities and deemed universities. Some universities are private universities. Major programs run on these institutes are undergraduate, that is diploma levels, graduate, that is degree levels, and postgraduate, that is master levels. Very few institutes are autonomous institutes and rest others are non-autonomous institutes. Most of these engineering institutes are privately managed. In last couple of years, engineering institutes increases tremendously. These exponential increased private engineering institutes in India help to improve the easy access to engineering education. But this increase in institutes demands the quality teachers and quality education. Day by day, supply-demand gap is increasing. More graduates engineers are coming out from every institute. The All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE) and the National Level Council for Technical Education under Ministry of Human Resource Development helps these engineering institutes for proper planning and qualitative improvement in engineering education. These all institutes are controlled by AICTE and regulated by UGC, that is University Grant Commission. Teaching learning methods followed in these private engineering institutes are fixed number of lectures and fixed number of practicals for each course or subject, that is for 36 lectures for 12 weeks considering 3 lectures per week, or 48 hours for 12 weeks considering 4 lectures per week. If semester is 14 weeks, then contact hours of theory and practicals are 42 hours for 3 lectures per week and 56 hours for 4 lectures per week. For practical, it is followed 1 practical per week, that is 2 hours contact per week for one particular course. For 12 weeks, 24 hours working hours per week semester for practical, and for 14 weeks 28 hours practical contact hours for one course. In India, normally 12 weeks per semester is preferred or followed. Some private engineering institutes allow 10 practicals for one course. Students in private engineering institutes spend time in laboratories only these specified laboratory time and hours. After practical our students will not look towards laboratories. There is one proverb told by somebody that I read, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand. Engineering laboratories are learning by doing, but students are not interacting with laboratory equipments and instruments without forcing them. Number of private engineering institutes following different methods to work students in laboratories spend more time in laboratories. Students not turning towards laboratories within graduation period of 3 years or 4 years. After graduation, students realize the importance of laboratories, but they are too late. Alumni share with students about importance of laboratories and skills, but no improvement on students. Why Indian education is a big question mark. Some researchers found the following reasons. The faculties in Indian institutes are neither trained well nor they have that much knowledge except IITs, NITs, and few colleges. People generally joined in the teaching line because they did not get job elsewhere. Faculties do not want to teach students, they just want to do their jobs. Faculties themselves are not too curious. Today technology is changing very fast. They just have outdated knowledge which does not serve any purpose today. The syllabus itself is very old and nobody wants to change or modify it. Nowadays, syllabus is changing in autonomous institutes as well as in state universities and deemed universities. Change in syllabus is very fast procedure in autonomous institutes and it took at least 5 years in the state universities. Deemed universities are faster than state universities. Reforms in practice. The central and state governments of India have been pursuing several reforms in engineering education. The central and state governments are encouraging engineering institutes to reform through Technical Education Quality Improvement Program TEQIP. Now it is in second phase. Let us look some other reforms in practice. TEQIP just discussed for institute development, more drops for laboratory development, RPS for research, industrial training and industrial internships to fill up supply demanded, workshops for technical development, seminars for knowledge upgradation, conferences for sharing of technology and development, UGC and DST fundings for technology growth. Again, some are virtual labs, labs ready for use, ICT, NPTEL. NPTEL are used for video lectures, virtual labs to provide remote access to students and many more. Now teachers in private engineering institutes. Teachers in private engineering institutes do the teaching, but universities rigidly control the program of studies, syllabus and examination. Faculties are required to do it strictly as per the prescribed syllabus. There is a fixed plan for the examination. The papers include standard options and marking schemes, smartly named as theory papers. Problem-solving abilities of students do not get adequately tested that much as theory papers are tested. A faculty from a private engineering institute is forced to behave like an employee, doing only what the system stipulates. Faculty is to deliver assigned lectures strictly as per stipulated syllabus, conveniently broken into very well-defined modules. Faculties have to supervise examinations and evaluate answer books. Somebody will teach, somebody will set, and somebody will evaluate. Faculties are doing their jobs well. Technical and supporting staffs are supporting to faculties very well. Institutes want to progress. If everyone is doing their job well, then what is affecting to overall? How progress will happen? Which is the method for win-win position, which will help to satisfy parents, students, faculties, and institutes? What have to be changed? What is affecting to overall? That is the engineering curriculum structure. Curriculum structure is the heart of the institute growth. Whole engineering education depends on this curriculum structure. Let us see this one curriculum structure of final year electronics and telecommunication engineering of semester 7, that is final year first semester. This curriculum structure includes 5 theory papers, 1 practical exam and 2 oral examinations. Practical skills will be tested for 1 subject. If we calculate the lectures per practical, then we observe that theory lectures are doubled than practical. That means 20 hours for theory and 10 hours for practical for a week. This curriculum is more concentrating on theory, not on practical skills. theory to practical ratio is 2:1 for this curriculum structure. If we look towards the examination scheme, it shows that 500 marks for theory papers, 150 marks for term works, 50 marks for POE, and 100 marks for oral examinations. Out of 800, 500 marks are only for theory. That is 5:8 ratio is there for theory papers. That's why students will concentrate more on theory papers and less on practicals. There is same type of curriculum structure for every semester. The same type of curriculum structure is followed in private engineering institutes for different disciplines. Only slight change in curriculum structure will be found. Now let us look this another curriculum structure for semester 5th. In this curriculum structure, total contact hours per week are 28 hours. Out of these 28 hours, 17 hours are reserved for theory lectures and 10 hours for practicals, 1 hour for term works. This curriculum structure is credit-based curriculum structure. This type of credit system is followed in most of the autonomous institutes. For this, theory to practical ratio is 17:10. Again, this curriculum structure is theory based. One important thing I want to focus is that which course having theory lectures is having practicals, which course is having theory lectures is having practicals. For example, microcontrollers is having 3 hours theory lectures and it having the 2 hours per week for practicals. Same for signals and systems, 3 hours per week for theory lectures, 2 hours per week for practical. Same for electronic system design, 2 hours for practicals. That means what? Same contact hours for theory lectures for the each courses. That means 3 hours for theory courses and 2 hours for practicals. We are more concentrating on theory. There is the one question that why we need the theory lectures if we are having the practicals. No separate practical courses are floated. Such type of curriculum structure is followed in most of the autonomous institutes for every year. Same type of curriculum structure is followed for different disciplines. Now let us see the another curriculum structure of Master of Engineering. In this structure, it contains 15 hours per week for lectures and 2 hours per week for tutorials and 8 hours per week for practicals. The examination scheme contains 500 marks for theory and 175 marks for term works. No practical exams. Master of Engineering is theory oriented. Except change in subjects or courses, there is not much more difference in Master of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering. It will be found the similar type of curriculum structure for all disciplines. Now look this such type of curriculum structure is followed in autonomous institutes for postgraduate courses, that is MTech courses. This curriculum structure is credit based structure. Electives are floated, but electives are theory based and not practical oriented. Addition of new information, syllabus updation is followed in autonomous institutes, but still skill enhancement or skill based education is a big question mark in India. Theory to practical ratio is 20:8 for this curriculum structure, that is 5:2 ratio for theory to practicals. 18 credits are assigned for theory courses and 5 credits are assigned for practicals. In first year, PG students concentrate more on theory. In second year, there is no theory papers for PG students. They work on their projects or dissertation work, but still skill of PG students are lagging behind satisfying the industry and societal needs. What we have to do? That is the big question. Now look at this one more. This is the one more curriculum structure. This curriculum structure included ISC, that is in semester examination, MSc, that is mid semester examination, and ESC, that is end semester examination. ISC contains 20 marks, MSc contains 30 marks, and ESC contains 40 marks. This is autonomous curriculum structure. Autonomous institutes design their own syllabus and examination patterns, but the study pattern followed is same as other private institutes are following, that is theory oriented. ISC marks are in hands of faculties, they can test as they decided. MSc and ESC are based on system. Some autonomous institutes assign mini projects, but students study focusing is theory oriented because more credits goes to theory papers. Students in autonomous institutes are not focusing skills. Some autonomous institutes floating institute electives, but institute electives are theory based. They break the barriers among different disciplines but need to focus skills on practicals that will not be observed in this curriculum structure. This curriculum structure is having 26 contact hours per week. Now some observations. There are some observations. Theory lectures are more than practicals. Students' interaction with faculties are less in practical compared with theory interaction. More credits or marks are assigned for theory. Main examination system is theory oriented. Undergraduate students as well as postgraduate students have theory knowledge. Postgraduate students have more theory knowledge than undergraduate students. Due to lagging in skills, the undergraduate as well as postgraduate students are not placing in any standard industry and R&D sections. Day by day, number of unemployed engineers are increasing. One more observation is that faculties in private engineering institutes are experts in theory lectures. That's why they are named as lecturers. Faculties have to conduct fixed number of theory lectures in classrooms. For theory lectures, faculties are following different teaching methodologies. Faculties want to make lectures more interactive because students are not interested in sitting classrooms and observe and listen the lectures. Students think that if everything is available on internet, why we listen the faculties? Faculties are using PPTs, video clips, demos, role plays, question and answer schemes, think share pair method, analogy method, and so many methods to make the lectures more interactive. What about for practicals? Such types of interactive techniques are not followed in practicals. One more observation, students are focusing much on theory. Students are focusing less on skill development. As there is a fixed plan for examinations, the theory papers include standard options such as answer the following questions. All questions are compulsory. The questions are mostly descriptive type questions such as explain something or describe something or write short note on etc. If followed by Bloom's taxonomy, then question papers are based on level 1st, level 2nd, level 3 up to level 4. But still descriptive type questions or adding by MCQs for few marks. Someone else is going to set the question paper and some other one is going to evaluate the answer books. It is not uncommon to find the students routinely bunk classes or not concentrate on lectures and attend coaching classes or read notes or study through internet which provide training in passing such theory-oriented standard examination patterns. That's why students are more focusing on theory, not on practicals. Need to focus that engineering the work of an engineer. Engineering is defined as an act of skilled managing or the practical application of science and maths skills to everybody life. Need to understand engineering meaning. More practical knowledge is necessary. Students must become experts in practicals. There is a need to follow engineering application and provide services to community. Look at the proverb told by Swami Vivekananda. You may sit down and listen to me by the hour every day, but if you do not practice, you will not get one step further. It all depends on practice. We never understand these things until we experience them. We will have to see and feel them for ourselves. Simply listening to explanations and theories will not do. Need to concentrate and adopt this proverb in engineering curriculum structure. Let us look on these proverbs. The only source of knowledge is experience, told by Albert Einstein. Experience is simply the name we give our mistakes, told by Oscar Wilde. At the time of practicals and taking results without anybody's help will satisfy the above proverb and students get real-time experience. Experience is the teacher of all things, told by Julius Caesar. Private engineering students forget or avoid this teacher, which will help them for their good survive in their life. You cannot create experience, you must undergo it, told by Albert Camus. There is only one way to undergo it is just to do the more and more practicals. One step to transform engineering education system is first change in curriculum structure. Well designed curriculum needs effective implementation and competency based curriculum is the backbone of need based program. Market requirements do not wait for curriculum structure or curriculum changes. It requires more practical courses or subjects and very few or one theory course, and needs skill testing, examination or evaluation system. Technical skills of students must match the latest requirements of technology industry and include the all around personal development of students, including social concerns and to become globally competitive. Technical skill need to support life skills. From all the point of view, there is a need of focused curriculum structure. Need of a practical oriented curriculum for overall development of institute as well as students and faculties. Every engineering curriculum emphasizes inclusion of practical hours in laboratories. Students get to work on actual equipment and instruments, learn to make measurements of all concerned operational parameters through observations and readings in well-defined experimental setups and extra experiments, understand how things work in practice or real time. These hands-on hours in laboratories form a crucial component in engineering education. This is where engineering students learn all real-world aspects of engineering. Look at this one step to change in curriculum structure. Teaching scheme focusing more on practicals and very less on theoretical. Practical to theory ratio is 26 as to 4. 26 interaction hours in laboratories and 4 hours for theory interactions. Examination scheme is fully focused on skill testing, that is POE based. This will be achieved through continual improvement in management practices adopted in the process of curriculum design, development, implementation, evaluation, and monitoring system. Best curriculum structure is the heart of the education system. 20 to 30 years back, there are lack of equipments in laboratories. So the last 20 to 30 years back, the curriculum structure designed was theory oriented. Due to technology development, all engineering laboratories are sufficiently equipped. Then why we are following same curriculum structure as followed in last 20 to 30 years? Students will understand theory with practicals. Separate theory lectures are not necessary. Connect theory with experiments. These includes all levels of curriculum structure, that is understand, demonstrate, apply, assume, etc. up to 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Provide experimental knowledge, increases problem solving capability of students. One researcher found that what students listen will remember up to 40 to 50%. What students say will remember up to 50 to 60%. What students see will remember up to 60 to 70%. What students do remember up to 70 to 80%. And after doing, what students will say or feedback to teacher about technical knowledge will remember up to 80 to 90% or 100%. Some proverbs regarding practical sessions are learning by doing is a right choice. Links with listen, learn, adopt, apply, observe, generate, process, and share. Learning by doing is good information processing. This is the need to reform engineering education in India to make more skillful. Autonomous institutes easily adopt this change, and they can change curriculum structure as per demand-based, skill-based. Autonomous institutes have their own board of study members, including alumni, industry, university representative, and representative of leading institutes. Non-autonomous institutes can adopt because university itself is not changing the curriculum structure. Faculties from affiliated institutes set the curriculum structure. After conducting the centralized workshops for curriculum change, the university curriculum will be finalized. Faculties in different institutes do these changes. In design, the curriculum structure need to avoid the following points. No domination of senior faculties or any one of the faculty. One-way thing design should be avoided. I am an expert in this subject, so I want to float this subject should be avoided. Need to consider that after graduation or post-graduation, what skills we expect from our students, which matches the industry demands or provide services to society. That is the main focus of curriculum structure. By handling more practical, if the teacher is not expert in practical, will become expert in practicals. Skill development of faculty as well as students will happen. Few guidelines for faculties. For this, some few guidelines are necessary for practicals. Faculty is expected to share the skills to be developed in the students. Faculty should ensure that the respective skills are developed in the students. Faculty must provide additional knowledge and skills to the students even though not covered in the manual but are expected from the students by the particular industries. Faculty must suggest the students to refer additional related literature of the technical papers or conference proceedings or reference books or seminars or internets. During assessment, faculty is expected to ask questions to the students to tap their achievements regarding related knowledge and skills. faculty should give more focus on hands-on skills and should actually share the same. There are few guidelines for students also. Students should develop the habit of peer discussion or group discussion related to experiments so that exchanges of knowledge or skills could take place. Students shall attempt to develop related hands-on skills and gain confidence. Students shall focus on development of skills rather than theoretical or codified knowledge. Students shall develop the habit of evolving more ideas, innovations, skills, etc. Students shall refer technical magazines, proceedings of the seminars, conferences, refer different websites related to the scope of the course and update their knowledge and skills. Students should develop the habit of not to depend totally on teachers but to develop self-learning techniques. Students should develop the habit to interact with the teacher without hesitation with respect to the academics involved. One very important is that students must follow the time management. This is very important. Students in India are not following the time management. Students must follow the time management. If this curriculum change is not possible, then institutes can adopt this step to transform engineering education system in India in private institutes. That is undergraduate research, UG research and postgraduate research, PG research. We think that undergraduate research means final year projects and postgraduate research means PG projects. UG projects are completed by minimum 2 to maximum 5 students and PG projects are completed by individual students. Very less interdisciplinary, community and application oriented projects will be developed by UG and PG students. Undergraduate research, UG research in India. One step to undergraduate research in India, consider the following points. Undergraduate research gives the real experience and practical skills to the students that will boost their skills and future employment. Summer research programs must be started in every institute. Engineering is the science in action. Engineers put theoretical concepts to work to do something real. Classroom interaction provides the conceptual knowledge base for students who are on their way to becoming professional engineers. However, the opportunity to apply those concepts to real-world problems and explorations through participation in a research project provides a taste of what is really like an engineer. Students must realize their goals. Engineers are always been problem solvers. Undergraduate research generally may start during first or second year. In addition to get marketable engineering skills, students must have the opportunity to work with research faculty and other research students to make their own research contribution and to gain a true flavor of what is to be an engineer. Faculty must take active role in research which is funded by both private and government sources. If no funding is available, then also faculty must take active role in community projects nearby their institutes. Faculty must involve students in research as a part of the educational process and actively encourage the research. Some students may involve actively in professional research environment, while rest other students may work to increase professional capabilities in tandem with the research function. The purpose of the program must be a guide to enable undergraduate students to participate in research activities. Undergraduate team may include faculty members, researchers, and students. It may include mentors, friends, alumni to learn the teamwork. There, there may be different types of research: UG, individual students research, research group working on particular research project, summer research groups, etc., or community research projects. UG research must assist students to obtain research skills, define academic interests and objectives, and to become a part of the research projects of institute. Each institute must provide opportunities for undergraduate students to experience the research process under the supervision of faculty who are at the leading edge of technological innovation. Each institute must have the uh, tech, technically strong faculties which will take the research activities. Postgraduate research. Research degree programs will provide students with training in relevant, transferable, and research skills, which will support students in gaining expertise in a specialist area. PG students must build on their existing knowledge, must acquire new skills, and make an original contribution through supervised research. PG students must be expert in specified research work. They must have the more skills than the undergraduate students. One step to transform engineering education system. If UG and PG research will not adopted, then one more step to transform engineering education system are first, specific research load will be assigned to every faculty, which will be more than regular load, that is 16 plus 2 or 16 plus 3 hours per week. 2 hours or 3 hours per week are reserved for research activity. In these research activities, 2 hours per week or 3 hours per week, no administrative or extra works will be assigned to the faculties. These are reserved only for research work. Mentorship of students must be focused on skill development instead of attendance and recording results of students. There is a need of smart 360-degree feedback system in institutes. Due to this feedback system, lot of faculties are not uh, taking the interest in skill development of the students, and students as well as the some of the faculties are taking the advantages of the systems. There is no standard feedback systems followed throughout the India. Every institute is following the different feedback systems. Some are following the online feedback system, some are following the written feedback systems, some are following the audit based feedback systems. There is a need smart 360-degree feedback systems which will achieve the win-win systems for skill development. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I am ready to take questions. Thank you. Hello.
What do you mean by 360-degree feedback system?
Hello.
What do you mean by
Yeah,
360 degree?
360-degree feedback system means what? Yeah, that's only, sir. 360-degree feedback system means it must contain the all the stakeholders. That is institute, students, faculty, and as well as the departments. Only we are concentrating on the feedback system of the students only. We are not feedback to the faculty. Feedback is not there for the students. So only one way feedback system is there. Only one stakeholder is giving feedback to the faculties. There is a need of the 360-degree means overall feedback system should be there, which will develop the skill based systems. One thing is that if we force to the students or for the skill developments, then students will take the reverse effects of that teacher is the strict teachers, we give the less feedback because yeah, at the time we are having the chance to uh, strict on them or something else. That so it will be that less feedbacks, and then managements will blame that teachers that you are having the less feedback, so you are not teaching well, and so many things. Students will understand that we give the feedback less, then he will be thrown away from the institutes. Another thing is that if the strict teacher is there for the skill development, then always there is the feedback is the less. So what we have to focus is that instead of only one way feedback from the students, there should be necessary with the feedback systems from the peers, from the faculties. Means faculties are having again their peer systems, as well as HOD is having some points, as well as the department is having, as well as the some of the institutes or the third party evaluation system should be there, that they will evaluate very effectively that what is the correct result. So smartly it must be evaluated that the every faculty skills. Hello.
How about use of technology in the teaching learning process rather than planned blackboard teaching?
Uh, so once again,
How about
how?
use of technology in the teaching learning process
Hello.
rather than planned blackboard teaching?
How about you blackboard teaching? Yeah, yeah. Suppose, sir, one thing rather than the blackboard teaching, technology learning. Suppose one thing, just I have given the one example that the microcontroller. This is the one subject. For this, we are using the mostly in the India it is followed by 3 hours per lectures. Then, if we are teaching at the practicals, then through the technology, there are so many simulation software such as Proteus, Skill, Proteus, Tina, and the Kill. So many software simulation softwares are there. These are the technology development. Through these skills, we can teach them that if we connect these connections, then this will be the results. This will be the internal structure. This will have these things will be changes in the internal. This change will be happened in the controller. Such types of the things we can teach at the time of practicals, instead of teaching that it is having this number of pins, this number of address lines, this number of codes, such things. We can teach this at the time of practicals also, using the help of technology.
Don't you think you are proposing a education system which does not exist? There is a regulatory framework defining credits which are to be followed. Linking skills is needed, but same has to be within
Yeah, yeah,
NSQF
yeah.
notified by MHRD.
Yeah. I know that MHRD is following, linking skills are followed. That this is the one step what I have proposed. Other steps are there that we must have to focus on the undergraduate research as well as the postgraduate research. I focused here the three research. I focused here the three steps. One is this curriculum structure. If it is not possible, then another step is that undergraduate research as well as the postgraduate research. This will be easily followed in the private engineering institute. And one more is that the research hours should be allotted for the each faculty in their regular loads. This will be easily adopted in any private engineering institute if we will not following on that the curriculum structure changes.
Huge amount of money spent on NPTEL is not utilized in engineering college. Your comment on it?
No. I have not told, sir. I have not commented such that. There may be some. No,
No,
I have
sir.
not commented such
No,
that.
ma'am.
None.
I will repeat the question.
No,